for doing what he does, honestly. I moved here... over 10 years ago, and I just, the city started to change so drastically, and it was so scary to watch all of my friends just move away and disappear. It's just still happening, and Evan has worked so hard to keep poetry and the arts here alive in this beautiful city. So let's all please give him one more round of applause.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Alright, if you can believe it, I had more glitter on my beard, but then I walked outside and the wind slammed me in the face and blew most of it off.
You look great.
Thank you so much. Thank you. My first piece is titled, All the Places You Will Go, Fearing for Your Life While People Do Drugs. Tiny poems inspired by riding the buses of San Francisco Muni. San Francisco, richest city in the West. Muni, still a pile of crap. Rolling up, rolling down, Gatorade bottle full of pee. Metaphor for life on the 33. Young man stretching to reach the pole, showing me his abs, killing me softly. Meth head on the 5, opens broken laptop. Driver, what's the Wi-Fi? The 49, like the man who puked on you during sex, then asked to spend the night. The 14, the cute busboy who stole your wallet but also stole your heart. The 24, a room full of white gay men screaming, "Yas!" for fucking ever. Screams the crackhead drooling on the 12. Who needs deodorant? Scream the teenagers on all the fucking buses. I make a lot of money! Screamed the douchey techie on the 44 O'Shaughnessy. I don't know if that rhymed. Hey, don't sit there. I peed, said the old lady, smiling on the 43. Muni. First place, I saw 2 men holding hands as a child, making me feel less alone. 2 old gay dudes talk about how the city has changed. Both agree, it's still beautiful. Nighttime, old gay guy tells me, oh, that's the house where I lost Fred. And then grows quiet. One day, we might all be ghosts, missing how it feels to be on a bus going home. One day, I will be a ghost, riding on the bus, checking out all those men's butts. 2 bums knife fight. Driver pulls over to eat tuna salad calmly and watch. Racist old lady wants my seat in the back because black teenagers in the front scare her. My answer was, no, bitch. This is brand new, just for Quiet Lightning, because I love them so much, and they were like one of the first organizations to publish me ever here in San Francisco. It's titled Cafe Estrada. Beads of sweat rested in a glorious pattern on his calves like jewels that went up his bare muscled legs, probably up his tiny navy blue jogging shorts, and then the rest was just a landscape of, dear God, why am I breathing so hard? Also, why are some dudes' calves making me lose my breath? I had never noticed how interested I was in men's calves up to this point in my little life since I was 12, but dear Lord, now I wanted to learn everything about this very important muscle body part and other things. He was probably 20 and had wavy brown hair and was panting. He had just probably gone on a very long jog. His body was covered in shiny sweat, making his skin glow. His nipples were pink, and his entire torso was working hard to get air into his body, and my body as well. completely betrayed me. I right away noticed my mouth was open. I closed it and tried to turn away, but he walked right next to me to stand in line to order something at Cafe Estrada, where I was sitting drawing comic book superheroes while my dad read his Inglés sin Barreras book. I was 12, but not an idiot, and I knew that staring at an almost naked man was not socially or morally or religiously or in any way okay. But that body, though, oh my God. And my little 12-year-old eyes were thirsty. And my entire body was like betraying me, and I had to turn to look. I just was like, I don't know what to do. I just wanted to take them all in. Then it happened. As I was drooling and drilling holes into his very flat, taut, yet soft-looking stomach, I got a whiff of his smell. The only way I can describe it, it was happy, youthful sweat. He was probably riding a runner's high. Then I finally looked at his face, and he was smiling, and noticed me staring, and instead of getting mad, instead of screaming faggot at me like everyone at my middle school would have done, this probably sophomore at UC Berkeley winks at me. Then walks away to order an Italian soda. Instant boner! I looked out the window wondering what the fuck had just happened, still holding my pen in the middle of drawing Jean Grey as the Dark Phoenix. My body had never betrayed me like that before. I have been called a faggot at school since before we even came to the US, but I thought it was just, people being trash that they are, because I thought people were trash. I've never been comfortable around my fellow humans. I've never really understood them or trusted them. And then my father goes, what the fuck are you doing? I looked over to see my dad, no longer transfixed by his Inglés sin Barreras, which means English without barriers. I was caught. I was dead. He said, we need to go for a walk. We packed up our shit. This going for a walk meant walking through the UC Berkeley campus. We always walked through there because even though he was an engineer back in Mexico, we were immigrants, so now he worked on campus as a janitor. And the biggest reason was because he was determined for me to go there as a student in the future. Our walks were supposed to inspire me and get me used to my future alma mater, he would say. During the walk, he finally stops. It was night, it was dark. He got very serious. He said, I'm your father. I'm the only one in the entire world you can trust. You can tell me anything, anything at all, and I'll never, ever stop loving you, okay? You can trust me. Were you checking out that guy in the coffee shop? The shirtless one? I froze. He got very serious. Are you attracted to men? Look, you can tell me, I won't tell anyone. Yes, I said, and immediately felt like the world was going to end. He was silent for what felt like 200 years, then finally said, you're very brave. You won't tell anyone? I begged. No. We walked back to the car in silence and drove back home in silence. I wanted to cry, but I wanted to prove to him that I was brave. I wanted to cry because I was terrified, and also I was like, kind of happy that I had such a forgiving man as a father, one I could trust. When we got home, after I went to bed, he stops my mother in the hallway with a toothbrush in her mouth and says, we have a problem. Your son told me that he's a queer tonight, and I need to know what you're going to do about it because I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't look him in the eye anymore. I don't know if he knew I was still awake. I could hear him, even though he was whispering. We stopped going to Cafe Estrada. I did not go to UC Berkeley. The end.